truth is an irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are them go so confuse the call. Now by area why no better. We are them go so confuse the call. One guy's out here why no better. Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what's at this one. Now your friend on a nine come at them. Only papi obeka nice and beer. So I want one over to a two. Everybody was afraid. And when Tina to my cottage again nine. Once my boy dumping one and I cheat. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. Enti who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow mansa to me bia kakobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo wanyina ye. Na so kutrata down na so bidia bako why no keke. Afene fo be mane mo piafo efo ne cross on my mo. Anya safwe mo ayini. Akuku trofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachisa would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine my frafonsa? But who go tell the truth? TUC, silence, even journalists, silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you. Now the person become your target. Jobless no they mean senseless. Poverty no they mean useless. One day them go resist.
Good evening and welcome to the median edition of my show. You are more and more closer to us to express your views. I express my views and together we express our views. And directly, you are watching the MyView live on Today Ghana News TV. We are also live on Switch via satellite, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube on Today's Ghana News TV. You can equally follow us on Twitter and TikTok, and also podcast on Anchor FM. It is my pleasure once again to welcome you to this median edition that this and every Monday we would meet to express our views on pertinent issues affecting Mother Ghana. Today we are very privileged that we would be discussing about media freedom. Why do we look at it? Press freedom has suddenly been a very hot issue, coming up at the heels of the release of the report of the Reporters Without Borders on the decline of Ghana, at least 30 places backward as compared to what we enjoyed previously. So today we want to look at what could have accounted for this. Worst of it all, the Minister of Information, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, has honorably informed the entire country that it is the methodology, the change in methodology by these people that has caused Ghana to drop about 30 places. But you and I will have to interrogate further, because if you go through the report by the Reporters Without Borders, the only difference that this method affected is that of Ukraine, Russia, and Mali, and Ghana isn't involved. So how come that we want to justify our drop in our press freedom based on the methodology used by the group that carried out the index that we are seeing? And I'm very privileged this evening to have no other person but one of our seasoned journalists. I think he's been in the print media for quite a number of years today. And we want to have him to express his opinions on our press freedom, where we are as a country, and what could have accounted for us to drop that much. And beyond that, what can we do to improve? Does this press freedom index that Ghana has dropped so much be taken as a total reflection of the insensitivity of our government of the day, or it is just one of those things? Do not go away. Stay tuned, and together, as I said, I will express my view, your views, and our views together. Once again, you are most welcome to the show. Oh, as I rightly said, Mr. Charles McCarthy, you are most welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jerome. Thank you for having me.
Great.
Yes, I think it's better like this,
It's
right?
better. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
And don't mind us. We are in Ghana, Africa. So everything of us is African looking. So that's fine.
That's
Thank
good.
you. I don't know whether you are in the evening or in the morning. Whatever
Yeah, we are right in the evening, almost in the night, because it's 9 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
It's after 9 p.m. Yeah.
So we are trailing behind you.
Yeah. At least 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours.
That's fine.
Yes, Mr. McCarthy, just for a starting, I'm told you are the editor-in-chief of the Hawk newspaper. And I'm sure many of us are not so conversant with this Hawk newspaper. What does it really entail?
Thank you. Like the name suggests, the Hawk, we don't have sympathy for anybody. We are irrespective of stature, position, or what have you, class. Whatever we chanced on, so far as we deem it fit for our readers, we'll bring it. So we don't have, we are not restricted. Our slant is not towards anybody. We are in the middle. We are hawking. So when we get you, we hawk here, and then that is it. We've been there, we've been around. The fact is, we count once a week.
Okay.
Do it weekly. You know, the economy of this country is such that if you don't have the politician backing you, you cannot run a media like we do. And then, yes, that is it. So that is the hope. Yeah, we are there. We have been supported because of our strong opinions and our editorial policy. Sometimes some of our on-air journalists wouldn't want to review our paper.
Okay.
Oh, yes, that is some of the things we go through because of our strong opinions, what we write. We don't have mercy when we get you. Yes, that is it.
Well, you just made mention of something that has just clicked my mind, that if you don't have a politician backing you, it's difficult to stay in this terrain.
Exactly.
And if you look at, I think, let me not rush too much, but if you look at
if you do a cursory analysis, not even do any detailed one. That's a cursory. You just sit where you are and try to find out owners behind media houses in Ghana, either party A or party B. Here,
Okay.
you set up a newspaper, you set up a radio station, TV station, and what people are looking for is who is behind it.
Okay.
That's what they look out for first. They want to know who is behind before they can put their investment in it. And so most of the airspace is ruled by the politician.
Well,
I sincerely, I don't know which media house besides I'm not holding any political party and a few others that is not politically inclined. Yeah, you
okay.
can check.
Yeah, that brings us to this issue of press freedom. You know, recently the Reporters Without Borders released the index, Press Freedom Index, which is just a snapshot of what is happening in the various countries. Before I jumped down better, can I have what's your opinion on the results? Ghana has dropped 30 places. The government, through the Minister of Information, tries to justify why they drop as a result of the change in methodology. But if you go through the report, you realize that the little change in the methodology affects only 3 countries: Russia, Ukraine, and Mali. Ghana is not part. What do you think?
Jerome, thank you again for the opportunity. Let me put on record that before this research, before this report, you and I, those of us from this part of the world, we knew that our freedoms were being trampled upon. We knew that the media space is not friendly. We have been talking about this far long before reporters
The
without
report came out.
borders brought their report. So anybody trying to dim it, trying to water it down is not being truthful. You see, it is one thing accepting responsibility and promising to improve on it than to play adamant, nonchalant, as if you don't care. You want to always look good in the eyes of the people. You see, Bob Marley said, you can fool some people sometime, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. Do you get it? That is it. So if people didn't know, now people are getting to know, people are getting to appreciate the circumstances. Do not think that you are the only wise man in this country by virtue of your position. Do you get it? That because you are Minister of Information, you know more than any other person. That cannot be right. That cannot be true. The attacks visited on journalists, the hostile environment for media practitioners is evident enough for a class 1 boy or girl to know that there is no media freedom in this country. Now, let's put it in context.
Okay.
The understanding freedom of speech under a democracy, we are running a democracy. Do you get it? So
Yeah.
your right to speak is what we are talking about. Let's forget about he is a journalist. That is a title, it's a profession. Let's take the title of a journalist away and even treat it as individual, because we have civilians, individuals, non-journalists who have suffered some level of attacks under this regime. I can talk about Kaka, who was murdered. Do you get it? Because of doing what we call citizen journalism. Asepa was arrested and put behind bars. Asepa is not a journalist.
Yeah, Thompson.
There are private individuals who have suffered the same fate of journalists in this country. So let's take away the journalists and put it somewhere and look at the right to speak.
Right to speech.
If I'm a journalist, don't I have opinion? Are the policies in the country not affecting me? They are. So I have the right to also speak my mind. That is the essence of democracy. If I speak, if I write, and you think that my opinions are contagious, they are not true, come and contest my opinions with facts. Bring data. verifiable data, and so McCarthy, you published this article. You said this, you said that. It is not true. These are the facts. Do you get it? Let's first check ourselves. Other than bringing policemen
Man
or
to pick people.
people purporting to be police officers to come and arrest people in a Rambo manner, the Gestapo manner, go and detain them. In other cases, more than 2 weeks. Sakut Etigo Amengo was arrested and kept for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Baka Oliver Vomeho, you see, he also wrote, it falls under our work, journalism, something he posted on social media.
Yeah.
He was kept in police cells over a month. Two
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
That is what
For
we are
35
talking
days.
about. But the right to free speech is guaranteed under the 1992 Constitution. It's a matter of law. Your right to express yourself freely is a matter of constitution. It's a subject of law. The Constitution has made provisions for you to be able to express your mind anytime, any day, on any matter. Do you get it? But my right ends exactly where yours begins. So if I insult you, if I say something scandalous, if I say something injurious to your reputation, to your profession, you have right to seek remedy.
Yeah.
And seeking remedy is provided again in our constitution. This is the 1992 Constitution. That look, it is not for anything that we have what we call National Media Commission. The point is that if I say something about Jerome, and Jerome, you find it offensive, first, you reach out to me if you have respect for me. If you don't have respect for me, you drag me to National Media Commission. I go there, they sit on the case and tell me what to do. If you are not satisfied, then you can go to court. Okay? There's nowhere in the Constitution that says that bring policemen, bring military men, go and arrest him, go and put him in cells, deny him bail, and then later release him as and when you want. These things were what we were seeing under the military rule. Some years ago. We are practicing democracy. And democracy is your right to speak and my right to speak as well. I can tell you on authority without fear of contradiction that the media space is shrinking. The civic space is shrinking. And therefore, we have now, journalists have a term called self-censorship. Self-censorship. So we are self-censoring ourselves. Me, for instance, if I'm going to post on Facebook, I have to read and read again. And see whether I am not going to affect somebody, I'm not going to attack somebody, or they are not going to come after me. So we are not able to express ourselves freely. Now, let me take you to this Constitution. Article 162. Article 162 of Ghana's Constitution. That is freedom and independence of the media. Freedom and independence of the media. And this is what Article 1621 says. Freedom and independence of the media are hereby guaranteed. Freedom and independence of the media are hereby guaranteed. Explicit. Uncontrovertible. The fact is clear. The right for me to write, to say whatever I have to publish as a media man is guaranteed here in this law. It went further. If you read it, to say, subject to this Constitution and any other law not inconsistent with this Constitution, there shall be no censorship in Ghana. There shall be no censorship. So nobody have right to tell you what to write, what to publish, and what not to do. This is a matter of law. So when you feel libelous, when you feel that I have slandered you, sue me, that comes under defamation.
Yeah.
You get it? You take me to court and say, I have defamed you. and I have right to respond. And it is for the court to decide whether a publication is defamatory,
Okay, or not.
serious or not. No human being, no other person, no police officer, no soldier, no military man with AK-47 have the right to determine a false publication and a publication that is not false.
Yeah.
It is only a court of competent jurisdiction that can say that, look, you didn't consider A, B, C, D, and for that matter, I am finding you guilty. Go and do this. That is what we do in civilized communities. That is what we do in countries where the civilization has grown. But here, it is the other way around.
Mr. Makati, let me get something here. In the course of your presentation, you mentioned or you involved the Media Commission.
Yeah.
But recently, the chairman of the Media Commission also made a statement. He said that he's claiming that people are saying there is suppression of free speech and all that, but they have the ability and to appear on radio stations, televisions, expressing their views. So what is it now? Yes, please. I still want to be in contradiction to what we have, because they express those views and end up at the back of the bus in the police station. So does that not signify suppression of free speech?
In the first place, you do not ask a hungry man to advise a rich man.
Okay.
You cannot get a hungry man advising a rich man. That man is on retirement. He has retired from Ghana Graphic Corporation.
Okay.
He's supposed to be resting. And Akufo-Addo has brought him from home and made him the chairman of the Media Commission. Do you get it? He is an appointee of the system we are talking about. Do you get it? So he is himself compromised position. Do you get it? He is accomplished. He's part of the system. We are critiquing a regime that he is part. And do you think he will speak against the regime?
Never.
He will not. Because if you take the history of Ayeboafu and co., the things they wrote in this country, the things they did with the pen, I am telling you, the generation of today are not doing half what they did. Do you get it? But they thought they were practicing what they call irresponsible journalism. You see, Ayeboafu is saying that the mere fact that I can go and sit on radio and talk, it means that there is free. This position is an ignorant position. It is coming from a place of ignorance, because having access to lawyers doesn't mean you have justice. Is that not it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The same, that transposition, that transpose that having access to lawyers does not necessarily mean that you have justice. Yes, so having access to radio stations does not mean that there is free press or there is free speech. No. It is that speech we are talking about. Yes, you have access to radio. You have access to television. But then what you say can be used against you criminally. So what is he saying? And these are the people that are supposed to fight for media men. National Media Commission's role is to monitor the airwaves, check our welfare. Are we not our welfare not trampled upon? They were in this country when NCA decided to reduce what do you call it? The frequency reach. Radio stations. Did they speak?
No.
Did you get Media Commission talking about it and saying it is not the right thing to do?
No.
So that is another useless body in this country of ours. If you are counting the useless institutions in this country, you can't go past National Media Commission. They do nothing. They only take salary. And when we have issues like this, they call them and they express their opinion. What has been their relevance? Tell me. What have they done? Were they not in this country when 132 or more stations were closed down? What did they say? What is the position of the law? Sometimes we fancy some of these gray hair men. So people will go and open microphones for them to speak, and we end up discussing them when we are not supposed to be discussing them.
You're quite
Some
right.
of them have lost their relevance. So the little said about Ayabuafu and his media commission, the better.
Yeah. So could it now be that, is it because of the appointment by the respective governments that has an influence on the activities of the media commission? Well, they are no, it means that they are no longer independent.
How independent can they be? The president has given you job. Go and work here for me. Is it elsewhere? People will have their independent mind.
Yeah.
In this part of our world, once you are given an opportunity by a certain president, it means that you have to worship him. You have become a yes man of the system. And that is what all of them have become. The moment you accept a political appointment, what it means is that you are losing your sense of reasoning. You can't think proper again. You must always support whatever government say, whether you like it or yes. It must be yes. So you must go out there and defend things that you consciously know are not supposed to be defended. That is the position that old man finds himself in. So let's forget him. He is not being truthful, but if he was going to be truthful, if we go into the private media, because he was with Graphic, and Graphic is state-owned. All agencies depend on Graphic by force, compulsory. You must subscribe and take copies, and then you pay in a month. And so they have money. They have enough money. And that's why Graphic has become advertising paper. If you want to advertise, now they don't carry any news. If you open Graphic, about 70% of pages are funeral announcement. Do you get it? Because they make money, and that is why this book is, and they don't care. But if you come to the private space where we are, where we don't get advert because of what we write, we don't get advert because we are not singing the tunes of the system. We don't get advert because we are not praising the opposition. This is what happens. Do you get it? That is the issue. Let me tell you something. The media work with the court. We work with the legislature, which is parliament. We work in communities to defend the rights and liberties of citizens as guaranteed by the 1992 Constitution. All we are asking is for freedom, protect us. Let me tell you, in this Constitution that I showed to you, every profession is protected, apart from the journalists. Can you beat a policeman on duty? No.
Not at all.
You cannot attack a soldier man on duty.
Not at all.
You can't listen to a fire officer, but then you can beat a journalist on duty. You don't have rights. Your rights are not protected. We are the only profession that our rights are not guaranteed, even though it's established that we shall not be destined. We have not been protected. That you cannot beat a journalist. If these things were explicitly stated in the law, you do think somebody will beat a journalist?
Not at all. Not
Somebody
at
will
all.
go and take your camera and smash it. No. Do you get it? Now, attacking media persons, for me, I find it weird because this thing we have and the press are too, it is government that creates a hostile press. If you have a media that will be hostile to you, it is government. The media's responsibility is to question every action of government. Is to question everything that happens around in the country. That is the job of the media. If you can be pro-NDC, pro-MPP, if the thing is not going well, ask questions. Get answers. You do this, for me, government should even see our work as feedback. You are bringing a policy. The people are criticizing it. You are hearing, they open up. People are calling in. People are texting. Listen to the text messages. Listen to the people calling in. What are they saying? Do you get it? Forget about the people sitting in the studio. Forget about Jerome. Forget about McCarthy because maybe you don't like them. But how about the people calling, the masses, those who voted for you? What are they saying? What are their views? If you're a responsible government, if you're a responsible system, you listen, you take advice from some of these programs. You don't antagonize the state. You don't say, oh, Jerome has called McCarthy, so I will not give them advert. You are just being irresponsible and insensitive. You are just clueless. Do you get it? Because see it as feedback. Give them the life to survive. That is where you will get the critical views from. If I am advising government, I will listen to Radio Gold, Power FM, Ahoto FM, Accra FM more than Oman FM. Why? Oman will sing praises.
Praises.
Do you get it? Oman won't be able to tell you the truth. Whether good or bad, Oman will say good value has done it. Free SHS and its Oman will support it. But then if you go to Radio Good, they will want to point out the mistakes.
The mistakes and the wrongs.
So if you are a responsible person, if you want to lead the people, if you have the interest of the people at heart, this is where you take your feedback from. So you go back to the drawing board and then you infuse it to it. That is why you do as a government. You don't say, oh, as for these people, they are too critical. So let me stifle them. Let me starve them. Let me tell you. There is one thing, when we talk of media freedom, reporters with their borders have brought their report. One thing they've not captured. Two things they've not captured. Three things they've not captured. Let me tell you. The media owners. When I was starting, I told you about media owners.
Media owners, yeah.
The ownership. Go to EIB. Kwabena Dufo is a politician.
Okay.
Go. Kwabena Dufo has been CPP. He became NDC. He went to join MPP. NDC. You see the way he has oscillating. Depend on the system. Depend on where he finds it sweet. Like carcass. There is a vulture who only discern where there is carcass. You get it? That has been Kwabena Dufo's strength. Do you get it? And so we all know. Now, take those who pretend not to be politicians. Kwame Despite. He pretend not to be politicians, but all the people on his radio are politicians.
They are politicians.
Do you get it? So he's behind. And then he brought people who would do the job for him.
For him.
Do you get it? I think that is what is happening. You take Radio Go, we know Uncle Atu and Co, they are NDC. You can't do anything about it. Media. For example, who is NDC, Ahoto. Sedu Agongo, NDC. Accra FM. You take Adonko, Kesby. We all know them. These are MPP. Angel, MPP. That is what I'm telling you about. Daily guy, who doesn't know it is for MPP? National Chairman's newspaper.
The paper, Freddie Blake.
Ofukumsin, Chronicle. Statesman, Gabi Asare Otedako. It was owned by Akufo-Addo. When he was becoming president, he quickly did some shakara move and say, no, I am not, but we all know it is your paper. You get it? So, which paper is left again? We have just mentioned. Now, I'm telling you, what do you call him? Brian Champon. Republic. Republic is Brian Champon. Supreme is for Ajako. All the newspapers. You see that you are opening your eyes. You didn't get it. All the newspapers are politicians behind them. Kwesi Pratt is a politician, true or false. He's a CPP man. But Nelson says he's a CPP person, true or false. So I'm not wrong after all.
Yeah, true. The ownership is all about political manipulation.
So the ownership are playing games. So get up in the morning, take the papers, look on the front page, and you see, let me tell you, in Ghana here, with that fear of they can kill me, what we are practicing is what we call channalism, not journalism.
Journalism.
Channalism, CHURNALISM. Channalism.
Okay, I think you have to throw more light on this for
We
our
are
viewers.
only churning out
Okay.
what we are
What?
being given and not
Okay.
based on research. Once a while, we do research, but more of the things we report, we are churning out press statement, opinions of people. You see, because we don't have money, that's why we are unable to push all these things. So we are doing journalism instead of journalism.
Journalism, yeah. No, I get it.
Journalism is a research work. You go to the trenches, then get it and bring. Then the people will find it uncomfortable. That is what you get Kevin Taylor doing more. He speaks, he has the document, he tell you have this, they are uncomfortable, so they must insult him. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But you are here, you are afraid of your life, you don't want to say it, so yeah, let's all go the way they are going. Once a while, you come and do critics, you come and criticize the system, and then you quell back. We are not doing anything. I'm telling you, in this country, here, Ghana.
I think you said it all, because it's not a matter of, like you just said, it's not a matter of having access to radio stations and TV stations.
It's not about having access to radio stations.
Even recently, before the report of the Reporters Without Borders came out, BBC made a documentary on what happened in Ghana following the arrest of Bobby Ansah and then all the others. Again, the government, let me say so, the MPP government, through some of her leading members, somebody like Elizabeth Ohene, also came out with a statement that the BBC didn't do a good job. But I don't see why somebody would think that BBC hasn't done a good job, because all the things that they put out there are realities on the ground. How Oliver was arrested, and he even knew he was going to be arrested and all that. Is it just because of her political affiliation, or she did something else that we do not know?
What did they do? If they have done something, you would have known. What did they do? Beyond Oliver posting on Facebook that if E-Levy is passed, he, Oliver, will do the coup himself. Because he has lost confidence in our military. What did he do? He said this when he was far away, United Kingdom. When he was coming, he was arrested on the tarmac at Kotoka International Airport. He didn't get knife. He didn't get anything on him. And you look at Oliver, I think that Oliver has a capacity to stage a coup in this country. You must be sick. Do you get it? Then he was thrown into cells. You take him to court. Just say, I don't have jurisdiction. You don't have jurisdiction, but you can hold him.
You can hold him.
You don't have jurisdiction. This is I don't get it. You do not have jurisdiction, so you don't hold the person. The moment you accept to hold the person means that you have jurisdiction. Do you get it? If you have no jurisdiction, you decline for lack of jurisdiction.
So that they can take you to appropriate.
Exactly. But the judge deliberately accepted that Oliver should go into cells. He was reminding him. They brought Oliver before this same judge for about 3 times. Meanwhile, you tell us you do not have jurisdiction. So you can get the trend. Now, take Bobier. What did Bobier do? The video is available. Jerome, if you see a piece of land with bulldozers plowing it, with a big billboard, Today Ghana News TV site, what will come into your mind?
They own it.
Exactly. So Bobier goes to see bulldozers plowing a piece of land. That land is owned by government of Ghana. Then you have First Lady's signboard.
Foundation.
foundation erected on it, very big, and then he records it, come and place it, and you have problem with that. And for that matter, you must send police people to go and arrest him.
With AK-47.
Why not sue him for defamation? If you think it is not true, you have the right to rebuttal, call for a rejoinder, write to him. If he refuses to air what you wrote to him, then you have a case. Oh, I've written to Bobie to tell him that, look, what he said is not true. This is my side of the story. Bobie didn't do it. That one is a case. Do you get it? You didn't do any of this. You've even invited him. He has arranged with the police that they were going to meet. And before their meeting, you send plain people with AK-47 to go and arrest him after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Who does that? That is what we are talking about. We are saying that, look, no journalist is an angel in this country. We are human beings, just like any other person. Okay? So we will make mistakes in our line of work. When we commit some of these mistakes, engage us, talk to people, let them know they've erred, give them facts. They themselves will go back and do the damage that you say they have caused you.
Yeah.
That is what all that we are asking for. And I don't think this is too much to ask for. We are not fighting anybody. We are not saying don't criticize anybody, but we are saying that, look, let's do it together as a people. Okay? If I, like Jerome, we are talking, if I get anything wrong, if I speak against you, if I step on your nerves, tell me, Magati, this thing you said, I don't like it. I will apologize.
Yeah.
I will retract. Then we'll move on. But then you don't come and then you want to attack me with your voice. We don't do that in a civilized society. Now, this is why I said they didn't capture in their report.
Okay.
You see, Washington Post, and then a few New York Times and a few of them, they were very critical of Donald Trump, two of us.
Okay.
But then, if you go to White House, you will get their reporters there.
There.
Covering White House. They didn't say, oh, because Washington Post is so critical of Donald Trump. They did not say because New York Times is so critical of Donald Trump, so we shall not allow them the opportunity to cover things that happen at the seat of government. If you come to Ghana here, newspapers that are respected, like the Insight, owned by Kwesi Pratt, Dispatch, owned by, what do you call him? Ben Epson. And many, the Herald, by Larry Dogbe, take Radio Gold, take Power FM, take X. They don't have reporters at the seat of government.
And the presidency.
They don't. So reporters that are sent to the seat of government are those people consider pro-government.
Government.
So if you are seen as anti-government, you will not be given the opportunity to go and cover. Meanwhile,
before we get to that point, we just came, unfortunately, we came out from the NDC regime into the MPP regime.
Yes.
I don't know. When they joined the NDC era, we still had all these pro-MPP newspapers and radio stations represented at the presidency.
No.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Okay.
And that is where I'm saying that, look,
until
we can talk about free press, freedom of the press, the Jubilee House, the Flagstaff House, depending on which party is in power, is for Ghanaians.
Yeah.
They should allow every media house
to have
the
access.
Opportunity to send a reporter there to cover the things that happen at the presidency. It is critical. Why will we be in this country that on my FM cannot cover NDC Congress? Why must it be
Okay.
so? No, why must we say that Radio Gold cannot go to MPP Congress and cover? Why? You see where the problem is?
Yeah.
That is what the issue is. We can't live in a society like that. That a political party will say, as for this radio station, we shall not go there. A political party can decide, for me, as for this radio station, we are not going to go there.
Yeah, I think recently the ruling government said they'll boycott TV3 because of Johnny Hughes or something like that.
Exactly. Why must it be so? If the issues Johnny Hughes is raising are not true, come out with a true position. Expose Johnny Hughes and let everybody get to know that Johnny Hughes is a liar.
Yeah.
You get me right? And that TV3 is not doing anything better. But boycotting TV3 does not stop Johnny Hughes from doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Boycotting Radio Good does not mean that Radio Good will not air. Some way, boycotting, you see, I don't want to use the Peace FM example because I am being reasonable. Okay? Peace FM has done something that the NDC had protested. They've raised a protest against it. And then the Peace FM decided not to do anything about it. Do you get it? And that is what occasioned the NDC boycott. And that is why I am reluctant talking about. You are using it as an example because being a media person does not mean you know everything.
Yeah.
So if you have done something and people have observation, it is only proper that you give them the opportunity to iron out your differences. But if you are not willing to compromise your stance, of course, then they have every right to do what they have done. But what about others? Why is NDC not sending people to MyView? Why is NDC not doing it? Why is CPP not sending people? That is the problem. So yes, we've made our mind that, as for this station, it is MPP, it is NDC. So they should do their thing, we will not go there. Do you get it? That is where the issue is coming from. And then the fact that private media houses seem to be anti-government, don't benefit from state-owned enterprise adverts. ECG, NPA, Gridco, Electoral Commission, and all these ministries, they have the fattest budget for adverts. So if you get one, it can take you for a year. Unfortunately, if you are considered anti-government, you won't get this advert. Why must it be so? Regardless of your reach, you will not get the advert. Now, if you look at the stations they even give adverts to, and the numbers they are making in a day per program, you will ask yourself, if you're a private man, will you do this investment? You would not. But then they are giving it to them because they feel that it is time to reward loyalty and not competence.
Not competence or professionalism.
That has been the problem. So, of course, we can do something about these things. Government must stop unnecessary attacks of journalists, using police people, using the military to go after journalists. We should do away with them. It is primitive. These things were done in the colonial days, not now. We are in the 21st century. Sending soldiers and AK-47 to go after a journalist with microphone and recorder is unfair. It's just not tenable. It's something that ought not to be celebrated.
Somebody would have expected that within this regime, it would have been much, much better than what we experienced during the NDC era, because we have a human rights lawyer as a president of the country. We have a president who probably, brags about the role he played in the repeal of the criminal libel law and all that. So we expected that under his regime, freedom of speech or the practice of journalism will be at the highest point. What could be the difference?
Okay. It is because we were misled. It was because we did not examine the product that was sold to us. It was because we were too gullible as a people enough to have known that our president, the presidential candidate then, was not exactly who he claimed
To
he
be.
was. Do you get it? Now, Akufo-Addo tells you he's a human rights lawyer par excellence. That is what we are told. How many human rights cases has he done, to his credit? Now, apart from the Kumipreku demonstration, what activity again has Akufo-Addo done in this country? We can only talk about Kumipreku, two of us.
True.
Then we can talk about the fact that he was a lawyer together with Chachu, that forced the radio eye incident.
Yeah.
And then this popular case that they always want to refer to, Riakoto, that he served as a lawyer. He served as a lawyer in both cases. What human rights issue has Akufo-Addo taken any person suffering and fought for the person? At least we know of Sosu.
Yeah, Francis.
We know what Sosu has done as a human rights activist,
Nice lawyer.
taking things on his own capacity and pushing it, doing case for people pro bono. That is what we are talking about. That is why we are talking about activism. We can't say anything about Akufo-Addo beyond the demonstration. So it was the media that created those titles, that he was a human rights activist. He was a lawyer. This lawyer thing, people have challenged it. He's here to bring the clear position on it. Do you get it? Yeah, he's here to tell us the clear position as to whether or not he was a lawyer. But I can tell you, we have a channalism. We are practicing channalism. So we couldn't investigate the people, the persons who were being put before us. Do you get it? So he has to take Kevin Taylor to come and tell us that, look, the person you have elected as a president, check his records well. Nobody can go and can be called to the bar with a law background. Akufo-Addo left Ghana with economic degree, not law. Where did he do the law? Is it UK? I went through UK, no. I went to France, no. So which school did he do the law? That you were called to the UK bar, the English bar. Yes, you have been called to the bar, but where did you study? Did you get it? So Kelvin came and that is what we are saying. But we were afraid. We only wait till they give it to us, so we churn out. You get it? That is, so we couldn't verify the man they put before us. Now let's correct this misimpression. It is misimpression to say Akufo-Addo repealed the criminal libel law.
No, he said he played a greater role in the repeal.
Which role?
Okay, now you have to tell us.
No. You see, we've been told, these stories have been pushed down our throat that over the period Akufo-Addo, as he did not repeal. The criminal libel law was repealed by President John Adjei Kufuor.
Okay.
You see, now let me tell you why we cannot credit Akufo-Addo for the repeal. Can we say it was NAPO that implemented free SHS?
No.
Why? Because it is not his policy.
It was only, he was only a minister.
Exactly. That is what I'm saying. That is what I am saying. I am saying that because it was President Kufuor's dream, it was President Kufuor's promise that he will repeal the criminal libel law, it will be disingenuous on our part to want to say that Nana-Addo repealed the criminal libel law. That would be unfair to President Kufuor, not when he's alive. Do you get it? The man is not dead yet, so we cannot take his achievement and give it to somebody he appointed to work in his name. Do you get it? That is what I am saying. That is the point. I think that is the issue. So yes, government must accept that you can't get everybody singing your praise.
Yeah.
Especially when in 2021, somewhere June, I recall the president saying that he would prefer a vibrant, boisterous media than a praise-singing one. He said, I would prefer a reckless media than a praise-singing one. So somebody who prefers a reckless media, and under you, they are arresting journalists for their opinions, which are not considered reckless. Because these opinions are not considered reckless. If Obiang said the first lady has acquired a piece of land, government land, is that a reckless statement? No? Go deal with the issue. If Oliver Barker-Vormawor says that, look, if E-Levy is passed, I'll do this coup myself. Which coup? No, which coup? And this one, you arrest you arrest Asepa Mensah Thompson for saying that, look, the president's brother, Pomti, traveled with a presidential jet for shopping. Does this warrant arrest?
Not at all.
No, do arrest somebody for saying that? But you see, if a president's brother has used a presidential jet, what is the problem? Is it wrong? But I mean, if Sewa Broni can take selfie, Sewa Broni, who is not related to the president, can take selfie in the presidential jet and post them on social media. How can't the president blood brother travel with the plane? Why can't he?
Sewa Broni taking a selfie in the presidential jet. Anyway.
Yeah, our presidential jet, Sewa Broni, who is not related to the president, who is I don't know whether it is a side chick or front chick or back chick. It's a side chick.
I know. Okay, I know. As for Sewa Broni, once Sewa Broni comes in, if we open her docket, we will not finish today.
No, we are not. We are discussing the issue.
Yeah.
You see, elsewhere, the president should be responding to Ghanaians by now. True or false?
Very true.
Because we are talking about media, information. We need the information. People have spoken. People have published. Sewa Broni has spoken. She has granted interview. Government is adamant. Government is not willing to say. Who will go and ask government for information? Government is not willing to give us the information on Sewa Broni. Sewa Broni has come to accuse our president. Saying that our president can actually stop his trip for 45 minutes waiting for her. That's what I'm saying. But then to date, not the Minister of Information will not speak about it. The Communication Bureau at Jubilee House will not talk about it. Government communicators are equally not talking about it. Don't you think that they owe us that respect?
That explanation.
To give us information.
Well, Makati, even on the presidential renting of private jets, they have tried, parliaments have tried severally to have information on it. They have declined till now.
You see, Parliament have not declined. I will tell you something.
No, I'm saying that the minister, the minister was called in. He didn't give information. They said it was national security. Now, Sewa Broni has exposed our national security to the outside world, which is more dangerous. But still, there's no response.
But for national security, we don't have national security. It is only God. It is only God who is keeping us in this country. Because if our national security minister, the whole country's national security minister, can go and do a video call with the girlfriend, then this guy will say, where are you going? He said, I'm going to a meeting. Okay. And you pick a tie. Then the girl tells you, change this tie. And then stupidly, this old man changed the tie to please the girl. By changing the tie, you have compromised your security. Assuming the girl was sending what do you
People
call
after
it,
you.
assassins at you. The tie was enough to identify you.
Right.
How can this one be a national security person? A person who doesn't have sensibilities, then you turn yourself there, an old man of his age turning 360. And say, of course, of course, of course. You see, so we don't have. And that one you and I know we don't have. You get it? We are only at the mercy of God. It is God that is taking care of us. What we have in this country are laggards. Yeah? What we have, police, soldier, they are all laggards, guarding lands, guarding people's this thing, carrying bags and banding fufu. Eh, that's what they are doing, taking money by the roadside. You tell them they are pain. You tell them the truth. They should change their ways. Finish. You see? So yes, you see the media, this let me tell you, do you know that acquiring the frequency in this country, you need more than $100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Reporters Without Borders did not go to that point. You cannot acquire a frequency in this country, a commercial frequency in this country, if you don't have more than $200,000. The $100,000, I'm telling you, yes, you will buy a frequency. Then it will come to equipment. That is how difficult it is to establish a radio station in this country. It is this difficult to establish in this country. So how free are we? You get it? That is an aspect. Because the laws are so, look, you have to do your research, bring it, you apply, they go check, do this. I'm telling you, you spend more than, and that this one, let me tell you, let me put it on record strongly, that it precludes bribe. The bribes you will pay is not included.
Wow.
Oh yes, the bribes you will pay, the big man you will go and see, to call somebody, to tell another person, to grant you license. It's not there. Just the cash to pay, you pay more than 100,000 to be able to get a frequency in this country, especially Greater Accra, Kumasi, Takrady, Ho. A friend came from US, he wanted one in Ho, and $150,000.
Wow.
Yeah. He's into media like you are doing. He's into media in US. He came. That one I led. Yeah, I led him. And he was more 150,000. And yes, will be say, meme say. You got it. That is the issue. So let's all come together and talk about it. It is not hatred for Akufo-Addo. It is not hatred for the system. It is for the good of our country. Because if you have a strong media, if you have a vibrant media, we'll be able to change the narrative. We'll be able to fight the corruption. We'll be able to do the needful. And the truth is that the media in this country don't have money. They are begging politicians to survive.
That is very true, because if you have to pay $100,000 to even get a frequency, I mean, that means that you need a push from somewhere else.
I can tell you that we have sold and sold state frequencies to private individuals. State frequencies that are owned by the state, are in the hands of private individuals today. Let me tell you, Metro TV, originally, it belongs to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, GBC. So it is GTV's program. So when Talal Fatah started Metro TV, it was GBC workers that were there doing secondment. Do you get it? Then eventually he managed, bought it. Then he has now offloaded it to Jospon.
Okay, yeah. Just
Take
over.
99.7 is GBC frequency. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
As I see, it's broadcasting on GBC frequency. Eh? Look, you at the right time. Tell you the things. You see, things are happening in this country. That is the issue. So, yes, they will keep quiet. They won't say anything because they know who is feeding them. They know where they are getting. But if a government give you frequency, would you want to work against that government?
No.
Totally. So you
You
get the
work
point.
again, then they take it away from you.
You see, because the media have no money, government told us like, look, I am doing 1D, one F, one district, one factory. Government only come and tell us that I have done 107. Eh? And no media house in this country with a television camera is able to go and
To
cross
go
check
to
it.
the site.
Yeah, that indeed those factories are working. I don't have a camera, so I could have gone to do it. You get it? That is the thing. They don't have. Government says I am digging dams in villages as we speak now. If you are spending over 250 million dollars per dam, and no media house in this country is willing to go and check the state of these dams. Upon this, they still say we have a hostile media. A media that is sleeping on the job, media that is praise worshipping government. Government is still not content. Government is saying that this media is critical. I don't see the Ghanaian media as a critical one, if you ask me. It is not.
Yeah.
This one, this praise thinking. I'm telling you, even the opposition media houses are not so critical to the level that some of us expect them to be.
Expected.
They get it. That is the point. Maybe they have the resources that they can do the kind of things I'm telling you here. They can do. No media house in this country can say that we are also doing a presentation. You have presented the budget. Let's fact check your budget. You have come, your first, second, third, fourth year budget. You are fact checking. What are the things you have repeated? What are the things we have done? What are the things we've not been able to do? All these things are not happening. Government is still saying that, look, hey, you are too critical. What is this one? Huh? You want us to give you flowers, bouquet, and say
could it also be that the manner in which this opposition radio stations were closed down as is serving as an intimidation for them to be very critical of the government of the day?
Is he yes, because I know OKFM was closed down. I know of NIT, they were all of them went off the same day.
Okay.
And then it came 24 hours after.
Okay.
I know of a home-based TV that was shut down. It came after they've sent a strong warning and they've gone to apologize and beg.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Most of the stations, I'm telling you. Okay, went off. If I get my records, if I didn't know, I would have checked and the list that were sent out will show you the frequencies and who that went off. I have that document printed down. Do you get it? So we know that most of the stations came back. Oxy FM, owned by Kwame Oxy, DJ Oxy, it went off. They came back. Oxy at on Nsawam Road and what have you. Many of them came. Those that didn't come, is Radio Good and Power. And for Radio Good, I know from where I sit, from where I stand, that Esla, let with Esla alone, Radio Good wouldn't be back on air.
At all.
Because Esla has a personal problem with Radio Good. You get it? She was seeing Radio Good as a threat to her seat. Because it is around her constituency. So people within her constituency easily walk into Radio Good to go and raise issues concerning their constituency, Ablikuma West. So Esla never had it easy with Radio Good. She has said it on record that she will shut them down. And she did it. You get it? This one we all knew it. After shutting Radio Go down, she went and threw party. Yes, she did it. I reported this one. I'll look for the date and show it to you. I reported it. She went and threw party. That's the Wuzu threw party for shutting Radio Go down. And because of Radio Good, I also have to scheme and get Kennedy Ohinia Japan from the Communications Committee in Parliament. Because Kennedy was pushing it. Kennedy Ohinia Japan was pushing. She said it. Kennedy said, look, I am the only MPP man with Omai FM. And we all knew what Omai has done for this party. Today, you are shutting Radio Go down. When they come to and they want to pay back, you don't have radio station. It is mine. They will come after. So go get, let's open. Let's give them their lances. What will it change? They get it. Let's say no. And who doesn't know? Members of parliament on both sides are aware of what I'm saying. I'm not lying. I will say that's how it is. I won't cover it. I won't mask it. That is a fact. They get it. Until very recently, when they have to push, even that one. So no, they have to start the whole process all over again. They have to pay like a new radio station. And that is what they've put them through. Radio God have to start the process all over. Like a new person coming to apply. Their original intention was to deny them the 90.5.
Okay.
That was the original intention, to deny them the 90.5 megahertz. But thank God, people with reason prevail on her. And then she allowed it to stay. They get it. That is the issue. So we are not free today. We will not be free tomorrow. And this one, we don't need Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah to tell us. You see, if we're reviewing Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah, the kind of things Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah said when he was on radio as journalist, I shudder if Kwadwo Oppong, if they said those things to him today. You recall when Mahama rode that motorbike on Kwadwo's program in that morning, that fateful morning, he allowed his colleagues to describe Mahama as an armed robber.
Armed robber.
Yeah. But was that right? Because Mahama is an ordinary? Or because he's Mahama, he doesn't deserve any respect?
At all.
But Akufo-Addo is superhuman.
Superhuman. You cannot speak ill of him.
Let us hear. You see, that is the
issue. Someone is telling us that please leave Ben Absent out because he is in the Jubilee House. Ben Epson.
Oh, okay. That I know is not, maybe, I don't know. Ben does not report from the Jubilee House. I know Uncle Ben very well.
Okay.
And I know he doesn't have reporter at Jubilee House. He may say he may have friends there. That is fair. So Ben has been around for ages. He's done this job for over 40 years. So he may have friends closer to Gamba. Say he reports from there. That one I bet to differ. I can say it's not clear.
Alfred is also saying that during the NDC administration, Daily Guide had a reporter at the Flagstaff House.
That is possible. That is true. That is correct, because I didn't have access to the Jubilee House. But if somebody is giving out that information, it tells you how tolerant people can be. They get it. So fine.
Oh, there is all the others. Sarai says, McCarthy, you are so good. And we have straight talk from Rose. Rose is saying that you are on a point. Alfred says, Akufo-Addo is just a liar. Well, before we get to that point, McCarthy, there's a video I want the producer to play for us. Time is not on our side, but we'll look at that one before we'll take your comments on that, and then we can run up.
No problem.
Yes. So, producer.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Okay, here we are. We shall rescue our country. Wallahi.
Yes. And indeed, they have rescued the country.
Okay.
Has it not rescued it?
Now tell us how it has been rescued, because where we are and what we are seeing, we don't see any.
You see, the rescue he was talking about, you don't understand it. He said the country is depraved. He was referring to himself, that he is depraved. They are depraved. They are muddy. They are hungry. They must rescue the country. And they have rescued the country today.
Then they've rescued the country. Indeed.
Today is at MPA, two of us.
True.
He's not talking again. Because Akufo-Addo has done 10 times what things that were happening that this man described as depraved. Things that are happening today are thrice those that happened under Mahama, that Mustafa Ami, doctor, described as muddied. Under John Mahama, they didn't sell ECG. There was no sale of ECG, but it was described as depraved. Under John Mahama, people were not buying Lexus and what have you. People were not paying chiefs. People were not doing all that they are doing, but you have them. That is what it is. You get it? Because it wasn't them, then it is bad. Because it was not them, just because they were not the ones doing it, it is bad. Today, because they are in place, they are in position, everything is good. Everything must be celebrated because the blood flowing through them is different from any other person. They are special, superhumans. They are God's own children. For the rest of us, we are counterfeit.
Counterfeit.
Therefore, if it is not them, it shouldn't be anyone. That is the essence of what he did. He wept. Will Mustafa weep today?
He will not.
He was weeping perhaps because he was hungry. Today he's eating. His mouth is full.
They say when you are eating, you don't speak.
You don't even cry. You don't speak before you go and cry. That's the point. So yes, it is acceptable. At the time, the same Mama was giving which car? Mitsubishi to chiefs. But as if Akufo-Addo is not doing the same today.
He's giving V8s.
Chiefs have been, and not just V8, he's giving them Lexus. And the lovers of car will tell you that Lexus is higher in spec, higher in terms of money, value, than Mitsubishi, than Pajero. But these were the things Mustafa was condemning. And Mustafa is an Islamic cleric. So you ask yourself, where are his values? Perhaps the values have traveled out of him for a while. They will come back when he's out of the position he's presently holding.
Yeah, someone just wrote something. It's interesting, but I have to clarify that. It said, Alex Tufo says, it will be better to check your records before coming to the program so that most of us will believe that what you are saying is not the usual NDC propaganda, because there is nothing to support what you are saying. If you continue saying, I will check it out, I will check it out. This person is coming from Hamburg in Germany. But even before you even come in, Mr. Tufo, this is not a political show where you say this is an NDC member or MPP member. Mr. McCarthy is an editor of a newspaper, and well, he will take it more from that point.
Okay, I think that Alex Tufo, I don't know which point exactly is he talking about.
I don't get it.
I have backed all the things I am saying this evening with facts and figures. What did I say I'm going to check out? What? It was Daily Guide that somebody else mentioned, true or false,
Yeah,
that Daily Guide
was at
used
the
to be.
presidency.
And I said, I don't know about that. I've said so. Have I not? I said, I don't know
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
Then Ben
yeah.
Epstein, I said categorically that I know Ben is not there. Unless you do ask good. You see, when you get a platform like this, don't just text because you have data to text. Text because you want to make sense. Text because you want to be real. You want to be factual. If there was something I said that is not true, bring that out. You see, that was what I was saying, that let superiority of argument prevail.
Through
If you
failure.
think I've said something that is not right, bring it. We will discuss it. If I'm wrong, who am I? I will apologize. I will
Yeah.
retract, then we move on.
Or retract.
And not these pedestrian tests that you send. They use the people are engaged in the usual NDC propaganda. What is this one?
That is what that's usual of them. I will not want to draw a conclusion as to where he's coming from, but I think he has to be more specific in whatever he wants to put across. And then we also have someone is asking for a definition of a journalist. I'm surprised, Koku.
Hey.
I don't know why he wants us to define who a journalist is.
Hey, I'm there though.
He's watching you live from Holland. Please ask Charles to give us the definition of who a journalist. I still remember this issue of who a journalist caused a lot of mess when Justice Kulendi was the lawyer for GDC, you know, with the election of what is it? Ayubuafu as the GJA chairperson and blah blah blah. So someone is asking whether we can give a definition of a journalist.
You see, journalists. Let me come here. My machine here in hand. I want to give you a proper. You see, journalists simply investigate. Okay, as journalists, we don't just report. We investigate and then report. We inform the public and ask all the necessary questions. So journalism is not sitting down and getting information and putting them across without verifying them, without checking them. That is not journalism. So if you say journalist, somebody who goes to the field, get the report, ask the necessary questions, sieve them, and put them out. So we have classes of them. There are those who call themselves investigative journalists. There are those who see themselves as political journalists. We have sports journalists, we have economic journalists, we have art journalists, and what have you. Here, the angles are not more. Do you get it? But that is what we have here. So yes, that is journalists. You investigate, you cross-check, you verify, you give opportunity. You must be fair, you must be objective. You cannot be neutral because there is no neutral person in this world. You are neutral when you are dead. You get it? But you can be fair, you can be objective. So if you are discussing pure politics, then you must, assuming I was saying something about Jerome, it is only fair that you hear from Jerome. Do you get it? That is journalism. You hear a story, you must verify, you must cross-check, and then put it out. Yes.
Oh, Kweku says, thank you very much for the explanation. Now, Pat is also sending greetings all the way from Hanover. Hey, my dynamic Pat. And he says that we all need to help in rescuing the country, Ghana.
Yes. So Hanover, you must come down and come and rescue. The rest. This is the headquarters of the rescue mission. Yes. This is not like Russia, Ukraine. No. This we will not use weapons. We need to use. We need to use brains to be able to
rescue the country.
Exactly.
But okay, before we get take your last words and other things, can you give us a bit more about your newspaper in particular? how one can subscribe to it or how one have access to it and all that. Because honestly, people need to have an independent
idea
newspaper,
of
to be able to assess what is right and what is wrong within the media space.
yes, that's fine. My newspaper. This is how it looks like.
Okay.
This is the hawk, like I told you. This is the hawk. You see, so we don't pamper people. We write what it is. So it's the only newspaper now currently in Ghana that we print everything in bond, not newspaper, no, not newsprint. If you take as our printout is different from cover to cover.
Okay.
Our center spread is colored. We, like I told you, we count once a week, only on Tuesdays, because we don't have the financial muscle to do it Monday to Friday, the Monday to Saturday. So we do it once a week for now. If God rains on us, we shall increase the number of days. You will get us on every newsstand, as far as we are concerned. Every newsstand in this country, if you go and ask of the hawk, you will get it. We are online too. www.
Yeah. Someone asked like that if they can subscribe it online or you have online.
We are online. www.thehawkonline, thehawknewspaperonline.com. www.hawk.
I hope my producer will just take it and put it on the chat column. www.hawknewspaper.
thehawknewspaper.com. Where you go, you see us. We are there too. Yes.
Because you need to balance the information in the media space. One needs to get such an independent paper so that it will help you to be able to get what is on the ground.
Yes, your producer has done a good job. He's putting it there.
It's right there.
It's there. We don't favor anybody. So yes, we do it and they chase us to court. But yeah, we don't have problem. You put and they are in court dragging you out to threaten us with court. But it's normal. Court is a place for everybody. So we'll follow them there all the time.
Before I will say thank you very much for your time. I think you give us some parting words and then we will bring down the show. This is a medium edition and we know very well that with time we will always get you and then we share our views on the program.
Thank you. I'm not a talkative, but it looks like talent. So I said to be laughing by now, talking for 1 hour and more. Yeah, I think it's enough opportunity to express. There's time to speak, and I think I like the concept. I like the idea. Very friendly, very distant. That's good. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And let me say, everybody, let's be active. Let's speak truth to power. Ghana is our country. Ghana is our motherland, regardless of where we find ourselves. Tomorrow, we may want to retire home to come and rest. You wouldn't want to come to a country that you would not be able to come and stay because prices of commodities are very high and you cannot buy. The fuel is over 11 cedis per liter and what have you. We need to recheck this thing. Then you ask yourself, what is happening? And here we have crude oil, we have everything, human, natural resources. Why are we not adding value to it? So those of you who have gone to study, that you have the brains, you have the know-how, adding value to our natural resources. You must be putting yourself together to come and tell us how to add value to our gold, how to add value to our diamond, how to add value to our cocoa. And all this is because our leader, these ones are clueless. These ones have no brains. Do you get it? So they will export them out of the country, go and sell them, and go and dump the money in safe havens. Do you get it? So when they retire from power, they and their family will go and enjoy. We need to do something for our country. We need to rescue this country, inshallah.
We need to rescue this country. I think the parting words of Mr. Charles McCarthy, the editor of the Hawk newspaper, we are very grateful for all of you who joined us this evening. From Ghana, from Amsterdam, we have Kweku Ade. Alfred is from Germany. We have Konadu Yebua. I don't know where it's come from. We have David, Rose, Napadi, and Alex Tufor, and all the rest. I cannot call them. Alaji Homeboy is here. Rose Soyara is here. All those who have joined us and you have made a contribution to the show, we are very grateful for you. This is my view. Your view is also expressed, and together we'll be able to see how best we can situate our mother Ghana for the good of our generation. And once again, before you take leave of us, you can always follow the trend on our Twitter or TalkTake. Also, even we have a postcard on Anchor FM. You can go again and then watch it over. But wherever you are, this show has come to stay. We'll meet you again next week, Monday at the same time. Have a blessed evening.
The country where I come from, the truth is irony. Just like animal farm, justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence.